Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de, something light-hearted today, okay? Now that I've been early retired, aka the good kind of fired, let's guess how people reacted when I gave them the news. And you better believe that I am not ashamed whatsoever of my new status in life either. Ayo, Zempuck here. So you guys should know that I joke that I'm in the new Game Plus part of life, thus the name of the channel, and that means I think I've basically beaten the Game of Life at its original difficulty setting already. And today I saw this question that I honestly have not really thought about before, and that is basically, well, how did other people react when this momentous occasion occurred, okay? I got this question from Reddit. I'll post a link below, obviously, like usual. And I was like, wow, you know what? This is a fun one because there actually has been a variety of outcomes in my personal experience, at the very least. But first, a few caveats, right? Before I tell you guys what happened to me. Remember, I am very upfront with other people about being retired. And at my age, when that happened, which was late 30s, okay, I don't know if everyone would have acted the same way as I did. A key example of somebody who did it unlike me would be my wifey, right? Even right now, if you met her, you ask her what she does for work, she just says, "Oh, I'm on a sabbatical." Obviously, a reaction from the rest of the people on an answer like this would be much different. So today's answer is really to the question of what is the reaction at large to someone who unabashedly tells people I'm done with a regular 9 to 5 at the very least and is totally okay with being essentially a professional hobo. Okay, so if you're intrigued by what I might say, please subscribe, like, comment, share, all that social media buzzwords, or whatever, because I'm rich enough for me and I'll be great regardless. So first group that I'm going to talk about are coworkers or close friends, right? Mostly surprise their reactions are, and also usually they ask me for more details. So I'm lumping coworkers and friends in the same group because this group is really defined by, well, how well they know what my situation is, right? For my coworkers, especially at my last job, which is at, very large and rich tech company, they can guess how much money I made when I decided to call it quits, right? I wasn't the top of the company by any means, just a regular middle manager, okay? Same with the few people, that I would call friends, right? If I told them about my fire plans, that means they are at least aware of my recent work history, aka that at least I spent some time at a giant, rich tech company. So these are usually people, at least in the realm of the same-ish income as me, okay? Maybe I should have called this group my peers, okay? Anyway, even this group is mostly surprised, right? This is especially true for my colleagues, right? They would immediately ask how I was able to accomplish this, implying that they themselves could not imagine doing the same, okay? Look, I'm a nice guy, right? I don't want to make people feel bad about their own situation, so my answer to this type of response is usually along the line of, hey, you could do it too, bro, if only you didn't have a whole family to take care of, blah, blah. It's mostly platitudes, of course, because where I worked, if there was a family involved, it usually was a dual-income household, and as I found out slightly later in life, if you're partnered with a fellow high-earning, wifey or husband or whatever, that is just as much as a cheat code as landing in a giant rich tech company. Woot. Next group to react are my family, close family, or distant, right? And I would say their reaction leans towards denial, okay? My parents just assume I would go back to work after having obviously, burned out for whatever reason. Luckily, they don't live anywhere near me, so I think their attitude really was that they can wait me out. They think I would cave and just go back to work like a normie. Well, it's been more than half a decade, so I think they've slipped into a quiet acceptance at this point, okay? But my personal favorite, or what I find the funniest reaction that I got was from an uncle of mine that I haven't seen in quite a few years, okay? I told him I'm retired, and he simply insisted that that cannot be the case. He kept asking me along the line of, like, how do I make money to live since I'm so young and, money comes from working? And I said, Well, you know, I guess for money I just sell stocks, okay? And he really hung on to that idea and basically insisted, of course, you have gone into business for yourself and you became a stock trader or fund trader or whatever, okay? I guess here in the US I'd call that type of person really just an investor of sorts, right? So me not wanting to have a big argument with him, I said, sure, I trade stocks for a job. He then followed up by asking, hey, how many hours do you work now at your new job trading stocks? Let's say per week. And he was very confused when I said, oh, I don't know, I trade stocks maybe an hour a month? Maybe, at most, right? I find this reaction curious because he himself is retired. And I guess he just defines, retirees as someone who's drawing a pension or some sort of government-backed old people program, right? Only those people count as really retired to him. It's okay. I rarely see him. He can think what he wants. Now, the final group I'm going to talk about that has reacted to my news and my new work status, and that is really strangers and the average Joe, or people, in life that I meet that I don't know that well. And for them, I characterize their reaction as mostly confusion, okay? Maybe they politely assume that I maybe have a disability or something. Some of them might have thought, I might be mooching off my wifey because, for a few years after I retired, my wifey was still working, okay? Or maybe they think I'm a trust fund baby. I have no idea. But they definitely don't let the whole FIRE idea register, okay? Remember how I mentioned earlier in the peer group, right? People who know me will ask me immediately for personal finance or investment advice, which I'm happy to give, obviously. I did make this channel after all. But for stranger and new people, they don't ask anything because mostly they can't really fathom that a non-old person can escape a rat race, okay? There's people that I plainly told that I'm retired to who will still insist on asking when I'm going back to work, as if a person could only live their lives working. I mean, I cannot think of a sadder group of people than that type of people who cannot even fathom the idea of early retirement. I mean, just think about it. How deeply ingrained in our American love of work has got to be for that to happen, okay? Beats me, but it's there, okay? In conclusion, what am I trying to say? Most people just don't get it. Is that a surprise to me? Absolutely not at all. I don't blame them. I just feel sad for them, okay? Now, these reactions, by the way, also coincidentally answer another very commonly asked question on the FIRE subreddits and Facebook groups, which is, oh, this style of saving and investing, wouldn't that not work if everyone did it? Everyone? Are you kidding me? I mean, I worked at a very rich tech company that certainly paid most of my peers enough so that they never had to work past the 10-year mark, okay? And yet, the vast majority fail at accumulating any kind of self-sustainable nest egg. But think of it as trust fund if you want, that you build yourself. For the general public, of course, that's even harder by orders of magnitudes of difficulty, okay? So there is just no chance at all that suddenly everyone would feel the fiscal discipline flare up, okay? So yeah, FIRE people, we'll be good. We'll be safe, okay? We're good, because we're the special ones. I can't, unfortunately, rather, however you want to think about it. I can shout until my face is blue, but most people, they won't get it. They don't get it now, they won't get it in the future. Okay, boy, am I wrong? Feel free to yell at me below. Cheers, à la prochaine.